For the first time in 27 years, the Illinois High School State Basketball Championships will be determined here at State Farm Arena. It begins in Class 1A, Liberty and Yorkville Christian. Boldly going where no teams have gone before, kicking off Championship Saturday. It's the first of 4 state championships that will be determined here at State Farm Center, Lou Henson Court. I'm Lee Hall along with Cameron Smith. It all tips off in Class 1A, number 1 Yorkville Christian taking on Liberty. And Cameron, the pundits all think that nobody can beat Yorkville Christian in Class 1A. They're the same folks that didn't think Simeon could be beat by Metamora yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why you play the game. And this is March, right? So, I mean, upsets happens, things change. But I'm excited because I'm surprised I'm still sitting in my seat because the energy in this arena is so high. We walked past Liberty and also Yorkville Christian in the tunnel before they ran out. They're jumping up and down. They're hyping themselves up. I was like, Lee, I wanted to kind of snatch off my suit, put a uniform on, and go out there and play. That's how much this game and this moment means to these teams. We're going to see some great basketball on both sides today.
We are definitely looking forward to it. It all begins here with Yorkville Christian, number 1 in Class 1A against number 4 Liberty. That's followed by Monticello and Nashville. The Hornets facing the local favorites. Monticello just outside Champaign here. In Class 3A tonight, perhaps a couple of upset winners in most people's minds. Sacred Heart Griffin taking on Metamora, who knocked off number 1 Simeon yesterday. And then in Class 4A, Whitney Young against Glenbard West. Many people think Glenbard West is the best team in the state of Illinois, no matter the class. And Whitney Young will try to knock them off here tonight. It's unprecedented. Championship Saturday. We are very hyped and ready to go. Liberty and Yorkville Christian kick it all off. Coming up. Back at State Farm Center, the buzz is in the air. We are about ready to get underway here. Let's go over to Tim Sinclair, our PA announcer, to get things started.
At this time, we ask you to remember and honor the men and women of the United States Armed Forces serving throughout the world in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, please welcome our guest soloist, Ian Stagaman, a student at Downers Grove, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA.
And here's a look at our officials. James Gebhardt, Christopher Mays, Richard Doman have our Class 1A final here. 4th-ranked Liberty coming in at 30-5. They've won 9 in a row and 15 of their last 16. Top-ranked Yorkville Christian, 24-12. They've won 10 in a row. Both sides meeting and greeting, getting ready to go here. This Liberty Eagles defense has been outstanding in the postseason, but they probably haven't seen anything like Yorkville Christian in their Class 1A schedule. All right, let's go back to Tim Sinclair for the starting lineups.
First, for the Liberty Eagles. Number 10, Clayton Obert. Number 11, Cannon Wolf. Number 12, Logan Robbins. Number 13, Brighton Klingel. And number 20, Devin Klauser. The Liberty Eagles are 30-5 and led by head coach Greg Altmix. Now the starting lineup for the Yorkville Christian Mustangs. Number 0, KJ Vassar. Number 2, Jaden Schutz. Number 5, Tyler Burrows. Number 14, David Douglas Jr. And number 23, Braden Long. The Yorkville Christian Mustangs are 24-13 and led by head coach Aaron Sovereign.
All right, there's our Illinois Corn Growers Association starting lineups for both sides.
A lot of firepower.
We're just about ready to tip it off here. Let's go to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thanks, guys. Last words of encouragement. What we've been building for all year long. Let's play 32 minutes. As far as Liberty, nothing. They're relying on Mullet Mania. We'll see how it goes. Back to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. There's a lot of pressure on in this game, and we're not talking about personal feelings. Both teams like to pressure defense. We will see a lot of that here today. Jaden shoots the first time he touches it. Here comes Liberty. Logan Robbins leading the break. And now they will set up in the half court.
Yeah, what we saw Thursday in Yorkville Christian's game against Steelville in that semifinal was Jaden Shute got off to a hot start from 3. This time, Liberty did their homework. High hands, closing that space on shooting his first attempt, and it comes up short.
Logan Robbins talked about their hot start. They started off 10-0 in the semifinals as there's a whistle inside. And he said we got off to a good start. And he saw it in 2016 as we take a look at Aaron Sovereign, Yorkville Christian head coach. 60 and 67 in his 5th year. But getting back to Robbins and talking about the good start, he's like, you got to have a good start or you get dropped in the first because of nerves.
Yeah.
He saw the 16 team come out when they were back in grade school, and they came out slow against Leroy and never recovered. Shute makes his second one, his 114th 3 of the year.
Well, there goes that man. And Lee, I've been saving this word for you all weekend in Champaign, and it's time to unleash it. Jaden Shute is a real one. And when I say a real one, that means that he brings everything to the basketball court. Look, in that semifinal win against Steelville, as Klingel misses that pull-up, he did it all. 16 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, no turnovers, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. You have that type of stat line, you're a real one. And he's going to Duke. So you got to be a real one when you get to that level of the Blue Bloods.
There you get a look at Greg Altmix in his 8th season at Liberty, 131 and 86. He also coached at Ewing, Missouri, 232 career wins. He coached the Liberty girls for a while. He's a University of Illinois alum, so very excited to be playing for a state championship here in Champaign.
Still early in this one. Eagles down 3, but I've liked what I've seen from them defensively.
Inside, Klauser. He had a huge game, 24-8 in the semifinal win.
Yeah, he was a grown man in that semifinal win. Was 10 of 14 from the field in that game as well. So very efficient when he catches that ball that deep.
KJ Vassar denied on that drive. Here's Braden Long with it. Kicks it out to Tyler Burrows. All 5 shot attempts so far for the Mustangs have been 3s. And Shoot is the only one to make one. Baseline jumper, no good that time for Cannon Wolf.
Now, despite those misses that we've seen from the Eagles in this opening quarter, they've been good looks. We saw Klingel from the baseline miss one. Also had another one around the free throw line area. That one from Wolf didn't miss, but it's all within the flow of their offense. So they're getting good looks. They just got to knock these shots down.
Burrows drives, kicks to Vassar for 3. That's an air ball. Long saved it, and it's off Klauser, and it will be Yorkville Christian ball.
Yeah, that's what Braden Long does. Just, I mean, so many different attributes that he brings to the game, and that's just all hustle. Young kids watching this broadcast, just because you see that ball falling out and you have an opportunity to try and save possession, go all out, because you never know how things will turn out, and it worked out for the Mustangs on that trip.
And an offensive foul on Tyler Burrows as he drives into the lane. Second team foul on the Mustangs. In a state championship game in just their 8th year as a school and only their 6th year as a member of the Illinois High School Association.
Listen, we've heard everything about Yorkville Christian throughout this season, especially against 1A competition. They've won games by 44 points in their state playoff run. But it's different now, right? When you get to this stage for the championship, at the end of the day, these are kids, right? So those natural nerves that you're going to have, it's going to happen. So that's why you're seeing a little more tight play, shots off for both of these teams. So they're trying to feel themselves into this thing. And Logan Robbins said, I'm in.
Robbins with the bucket. He averages 9 a game.
Beautiful underneath out of bounds. You got Robbins coming off the top of that screen right to the ball. And at that size, he can finish with the best of them in Class 1A.
Bucket off the inbounds gives Liberty the 1-point lead. Long drives, and he's called for the travel. Klauser with the good defense there. Second turnover on Yorkville Christian.
Yeah, here it is, that underneath out of bounds. And just the Mustangs didn't account for Robbins at all. Like, you want to stay connected defensively, especially on underneath out of bounds. You want to touch your opponent. You hear a lot of coaches preach that underneath out of bounds. Touch your opponents. It's something that I learned in Southern Illinois during my career there. You got to make sure you put a hand on the body so that you impede that progress.
Shoot breaks up that play. Has a little trouble getting out of the double team.
They have to get it across.
Just about midway through this first quarter. It's 4-3. Slow start offensively for both sides. David Douglas Jr. Now the Eagles in the half court. Inside to Klingel. Turnaround jumper off the glass and no good.
Just a little too hard on that touch. He has a really nice touch from the mid-range. We saw that in the semifinal league. Had 17 points.
Vassar, the miss from the baseline. Burrows chases it down, and they find Vassar inside for the easy 2.
Great pass from Jaden Shoot over to Vassar. That basket right there for Vassar should get him going because he struggled in the semifinal shooting the ball. They'll shoot again, but he turns it right back over.
Clayton Obert takes it back. Here's Robbins.
Pass, great
finding
pass.
Klingel. Mullet power on the board.
There we go. Mullet power, 1-3 in red. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not watch the semifinal game between Liberty and Scales Mound, Braden Klingel put on an absolute mid-range display. It was so efficient, so effective. It's good to see him get going early.
He had 17 in that game. long time without a stoppage, and the takeaway for Liberty. Jackson Tenhouse into the ball game with the takeaway.
Smart move from the Eagles. Don't want to force anything. Get into your offensive set. Get some things going. You see, they're very intentional trying to get that ball inside the mid-range and definitely in the paint because they have the size advantage against Yorkville Christian.
Well, you talk about Klingel. He's got that mid-range game. He's got the ball now on the wing. And they refer to it as an old man's game, like at the Y. He shoots baseline jumpers. He shoots 10 to 15 footers, which you don't see a lot of anymore.
Not at all.
And Greg Altmix says, hey, you want to call it an old man's game? We take that as a compliment. They don't take as many threes as most teams, but they've managed to get to the state championship game. And at our first quarter break, it's the Eagles with the 1-point lead over #1 Yorkville Christian.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Our Illinois State University keys to the game. First for Liberty.
All right, let's unpack this lead. First for the Eagles, they have to value the basketball. Only 2 turnovers early, which is great. They have 14 in the semis against Scales, but they also have to have defensive awareness where number 2 in white is, Jaden Shute, and you also have to account for the other guys for this Mustangs group. And Devin Clouser has to be a grown man like he was in that semifinal. 24, 8, and 2 blocks. He has to punish the Mustangs when he catches that basketball inside. And let's flip it over to the Yorkville Christian Mustangs. And it starts with pace and space. They are so dynamic with their up-tempo game, and they really force teams to guard in space, and they have the speed and the skill set to get to the rim. They have to finish the job. Listen, we've heard about this team all season long. #1 throughout the year. They've had such success against 1A teams, especially in the state playoffs, and it's because of that man, Jaden Shute. He's a real one for a reason. 25 a game, 113 threes on the season. Look, filled up the stat sheet against Steelville. This guy is going to Duke, and he will play at Duke and give them such offensive production.
And if I get a vote, I think you're a real one, too.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you. And I deflect it back over to you. I'm going to give you your flowers. You've been a real one. There we go.
Yeah. Well, I kind of deserve the flowers because of my dip, you know. Braden Long for 3. People at home that haven't been with us all weekend are like, what are these clowns talking about?
They can't see me, but I'm shedding a little small thug tear right now because Lee's talking about drip and flowers and real one. You've grown so much.
I sound like I'm not 100 years old. 3 ball for Yorkville Christian. That's David Douglas Jr. He's headed to the 3-point shootout between games. He won the 1A competition. Here's Robbins for 3. He answers at the other end. Logan Robbins, just his 4th 3 of the season.
Yeah, that's what it's about. When you're going against a team that's been ranked #1, when they make plays, you make plays. You don't allow them to string together consecutive offensive trips where they're hitting threes or getting to the rim. Smart move from Robbins to make himself available for that jumper.
Menards, save big money on all your home improvement needs. There was a foul on Liberty on that inbounds play. Reese Knuffman picked up that foul.
We saw Knuffman come in Thursday and make a couple of threes, timely threes too. Just build the momentum and energy for the Eagles in that semifinal.
Greg Altmix has gone to his bench a little bit here. Eli Powell is in also for Liberty. Under a minute to go now. Long drives. Klingel gives him a bump. Douglas again for 3.
Wow. Listen, yes, I know today's game is all about offense, but what we just watched from the Eagles on that defensive trip was perfection. Everybody connected on the ball screens, on the handoffs, and the closeouts were there. You finish it off with a rebound.
Yorkville now 2 of 10 behind the arc. Final seconds, first quarter. Liberty leading the #1 team in the state in Class 1A. Obert with it. Now back to Knuffman. Now it's time to go. Shot blocked, and it will stay with the Eagles. And Alt Mix will send 2 of his starters back in. Robbins and Klauser return.
Yeah, I like the substitutions of having Robbins and Klauser back in. 4.2 seconds left. Try and see something. See if you can get something to the rim with that length.
Wolf, the 3, no good. And that's how the first quarter will end. Klauser gave it a little effort there. We played 8 minutes. It's a close one, but Liberty leads top-ranked Yorkville by 2. Liberty starts with possession and a 2-point lead here in the second quarter. Lee Hall, Cameron Smith, Donnie Tillman with you. Eagles try to go inside. Klauser chases it down and gets it back. Cannon Wolf for 3. He hit a big one in the sectional semifinal, I should say, at the buzzer as Liberty advanced.
This is a third life for the Eagles on this offensive trip, and it ends up
Klauser.
in 2 for Klauser. I mean, it started with the deflection. Klauser with the sacrifice of his body to get the loose ball. They get the offensive rebound, and that results in a Klauser 2. Like, these multiple possessions, forcing the Mustangs to play extra defense is key. It's pivotal to keep them accountable for playing.
Jaden shoot the miss. When we get a second, we want to talk about the defense that Liberty is playing on him. He only had 3 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I can't even think about the last time Jaden Shoot this season only finished the first quarter with 3 points.
Did he? Be interesting to know. Wolf again has it rattle out.
Yeah, Wolf hasn't been bashful in his first half, shooting at 3. He's taken 3 already.
Burrows gives the shoot in transition.
Hey, you can only keep a real one down for so long, and that's the great thing about Jaden Shoot's game. It's not all perimeter base. He can mix it up, slashes to the basket, driving as the Eagles turn it over. He understands that if he needs to get his team up, it's by doing things like this, moving off the basketball.
Javion Starwood in for the Mustangs now. Shoot brings it across.
The Eagles can mix up their defense, but they're predominantly a man-to-man team. Try and force you to beat them from the outside. And with a team like Yorkville Christian, yes, they can knock down threes at a very high clip, but it hasn't been that way this morning because the closeouts are there.
Burrows for 3. It's good. He shoots 26% behind the arc, but that's his 26th 3 of the season.
Yeah, Tyler said, Cam, yeah, they're closing out, but they were a little too late on that one. He knocked that down very smoothly.
Yorkville now the 1-point lead. Klauser drives, underhand scoop, tips the miss. Thought I heard a whistle.
The play on. This is a dangerous situation for the Eagles in transition. You got to stop the basketball.
Starwood for 3. Follow up by Vassar, no good. Robbins is there for the rebound. He averages 5 a game.
Vassar looking over at the officials. Thought he got fouled on that one. See this offense for the Eagles. Everything's pushed in. That offense is not more spaced out to half court. They're forcing their opponent down with each movement.
Clayton Obert will reset here.
Good stand right here for the Mustangs defensively.
Just going to say there's nothing open. Obert gets to the hoop, gives it up, and the bucket goes to Cannon Wolf, his first basket of the afternoon, or morning, I should say.
Again, when your teammate drives, as a wing teammate, you have to cut to the basket because you just can't assume that they're going to go up and finish a play or shoot the ball. Make yourself available.
For 3. He had 23 in the semifinal, 8 for 9 from the floor.
Speaking of making yourself available, Braden Long, look. We talk about Jaden Shoot a lot for the Mustangs, but Braden Long has really been a key piece for their success.
Tavion Starwood whistled for the foul. It's 4 now on Yorkville.
Long missed 8 to 9 months with a foot injury. Only a junior, so he'll be back next season. But to be able to come back after that just extended period away from the basketball court and be this productive, it's nothing short than superhero work.
Number 3, Davion Johnson. 21, Elijah Fisher in for Yorkville Christian. Reese Knuffman back in for the Eagles.
We talked about Long, Lee, about those 23 points in the semi. He was 8 of 9 from the field. I mean, talked about Klingel being efficient. Long was just as efficient, even better, with his shooting percentage.
Obert gives to Klingel, double team, tries to pass out of it, and it's taken away by Burrows. He has trouble hanging on, and now a whistle. And it looks like it'll go against Liberty. It's on Brighton Klingel, his first 13th foul. We've got ourselves a good one here in Class 1A. 3:42 to go before halftime. Yorkville on top by 2. Back at State Farm Center on the campus of the University of Illinois, Yorkville Christian, a 2-point lead on Liberty. Jaden Shoot with just 5 points. And Cameron, you talked about a key for Liberty being defensive awareness. They are very aware of number 2.
Yeah, very touchy-feely. You got to be handsy with a guy like Shoot. And what I mean is make him feel you, right? I mean, you don't want to have great players get free run and free reign. You see Robbins here. He's not even helping. His attention is all on Shoot. And that's by design from head coach Greg Almix. He wants guys who's ever defending Shoot not to give help. Shoot is too dangerous of a player to allow you to help off of him because somebody's driving to the lane, because you kick that ball over to Shoot. That's basically a layup for him on any area of the perimeter.
McDonald's all-star nominee, averaging 25 points a game. And now it's Obert on him.
Yeah, he's 10. You see it again with Obert. He's just making things tough.
3:30 to go, first half.
And the thing is about Shoot, you're not going to stop him. It's more so about trying to contain and slow him down with his efforts, right? I mean, we've seen him, especially throughout the season and in that semifinal, just go on these just solo power runs where he's putting up 11 points, and 11 of those points are from sometimes the three-point arc, right? You know, he's knocking down shots. He's getting dunks in transition. But what the Eagles are doing now is forcing him to think and be a different type of player on the court, which he can be, but also he's not as impactful as we've seen this season.
Playing pretty solid defense on everybody else, too, as Braden Long's shot was very well contested that last possession.
These teams had a lot of time to go over film, go over their scouting reports, what the game plan is. They had that day of rest yesterday, as we see that mullet power get to work on that drop step.
Klingel with 4, honorable mention All-Stater.
And that's a full mullet too, Lee. Like, he's been growing that thing for a few years. It has to be.
And it wasn't on a bed or a dare. He just wanted to let it grow.
It fits his game. He's old school.
KJ Vassar, the Rich Central transfer, gets to the hoop. He's got 4.
Vassar with a little new school with that Euro step.
Tenhouse got to the hoop but couldn't finish. Well, there was a saying when I was a kid, there's a long time ago, let it all hang out, and that's what Brighton Klingel's doing. Let it all hang out, baby. It's groovy. Although that's more of a rad 80s.
Yeah, we're back in the time machine right now. I got to bring us back to 2022. All
right.
There we go.
From the corner is Cannon Wolf with his 43rd 3 of the year.
Cannon Wolf being a marksman. He hasn't been bashful from the three-point arc in this ball game. He's put him up.
That was his first make in 5 attempts. Under 2 minutes to go now, first half.
Mustangs trying to find an opening in that offense. You see Shoot telling Vassar to give him the basketball. Bring it over here. I see something that I might can exploit.
Yorkville Christian shooting 32%, 4 of 14 from three-point range. Robbins guarding Shute. Pull-up jumper. Bounces off the rim. No good.
Good job of that secondary defender, standing strong, closing up that driving lane and forcing Shute into a tough pull-up.
Wolf got to the hoop. And a foul on Jackson Tenhouse, his first.
Yeah, and that's not a bad foul from Tenhouse. I mean, the Mustangs are dangerous in transition, especially with Shute with the basketball in his hands. Give up that foul, you're far from the penalty. Excuse me, not far. Yeah, you're far from the penalty. It's a team that understands that, hey, 1:18 left. I can take a foul here, eliminate a fast break point, force Yorkville Christian to get something in the half court, which they've struggled to do in this first half.
David Douglas with it. Now gives it up to Long. Aaron Sovereign talked about him coming back from the injury, and it was kind of like a trade deadline acquisition. He throws that one off the glass, and Klauser comes down with it. The 6'6" senior, the power rebound. Robbins takes it into the lane, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Heady play from Logan Robbins. Look, got the basketball with just over a minute left, and some teams will say, hey, we're up 1. It's a little over a minute left. Let's hold the ball for a final shot. No, this is not how Liberty operates. Greg Altmix wants his players attacking the defense, especially in transition. You draw a foul, and now you get a chance to try and get something underneath out of bounds, but they turn it over.
All right, the foul was before the shot, apparently. Burrows ahead of the pack. He's a transfer from Bolingbrook. He's got 5. He gives Yorkville a 1-point lead. Final minute, first half.
Tyler Burrows has had a nice first half for the Mustangs. 5 points, 2 or 3 from the field, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. So he's doing a number of things in a number of different categories for the Mustangs.
Fourth-ranked Liberty hanging right with #1 Yorkville Christian here. Looking for a final shot here to end the half.
Coach Altmix calling out 3. So here's a set play from the Eagles here.
10 seconds. Klauser, the backdoor cut and the miss, but Klauser is there to clean up for Wolf. He picked up the change. He picked up the change. Liberty with the set play. Cannon Wolf missed the layup, and Klauser was there to tip it in.
Lee Hall, I am so proud of your growth in your vocabulary. Klauser telling Wolf that, hey, I got your back, bro. You miss it, I'll clean it up. That's what teammates do. The Eagles are flying high in the halftime, up 1.
Let's go to Donnie Tillman. He's with Coach Altmix.
All right, thank you, Lee. Coach, your assessment of the first half so far?
Guys done a great job executing. I thought our defense was really good. We got a little lazy at the very start with our rebounding, but then we got back into getting good box outs and not giving them second chance shots.
What do you tell your players in the second half?
That's a very good team, and we're going to have to be ready to come out and play 16 more minutes because I know he's going to have them ready to come out in battle.
All right, Coach, go enjoy it.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. Jaden Shute held to 5 points in that first half as the Liberty Eagles spread it around. 4 different players have scored for them, and they take a 1-point lead to the locker room here at halftime.
And welcome back to the State Farm Center here in Champaign. Class 1A championship game underway. The Eagles of Liberty High leading by 1 over top-ranked Yorkville Christian, 21-20. Happy to have you on board this morning for exciting championship basketball. It is Championship Saturday here in Champaign. We're glad to have you on board the IHSA Sports Television Network. Tell you what, that first half, if you saw, the Liberty Eagles defense really clamping down on Yorkville Christian, and their top star, of course, Jaden Shute, just 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. This is a guy that's used to scoring at least 15 by halftime so far during this postseason. But that's a credit to Greg Altmix and his offensive staff, defensive staff, the coaching staff in general for LHS, making sure that everyone stays aware of where Mr. Shute is on the floor. So far for Liberty, Devin Klauser, what can you say about his performance? 5 points, 3 rebounds, playing strong inside. inside. That's what you need from a 6'6" big guy like that. Brayton Klingel, 4 points, 3 rebounds for Liberty High. Playing well, playing heady, staying out of foul trouble. That's the key for Brighton. And of course, Logan Robbins, he's my first half MVP in this one. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But more importantly, the 6'5" forward is staying with Mr. Shoot everywhere on the court, playing tough defense. Staying in his head, letting him know that, hey, me and you all day long, and that's good to see. Greg Altmix has to be happy with this performance, leading by 1 at the halftime here in Champaign, Class 1A state championship game. We'll have more analysis coming up. Once again, welcome back to Champaign. Happy to have you on board, Tony Cornish Jr. here at the State Farm Center. Tell you what, we're at halftime, Class 1A championship game. It's a 1-point game. Liberty leading Yorkville Christian right now, 21-20. Let's take a look at our first half stats. Tell you what, very close game, and the statistics bear that out. Field goal percentage, Liberty with a slight edge right now, 39%, 9 of 23 shooting from the field. Yorkville Christian at 32%, 8 of 25. Free throws, 50% shooting, 1 of 2 for Liberty. 3-point field goals, 29%. They're tied in that category, 4 of 14 from the field for Yorkville Christian, 2 of 7 from bonus land for the Eagles of Liberty. Rebounding, there you see it, almost dead even. Slight edge to Liberty, 16-15. Points off turnovers, dead even, 5-5. 21-20 is our score here at halftime. Second half action is on the way as Liberty and Yorkville Christian vie for the Class 1A state championship. Stay close.
This portion of the IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals is brought to you by OSF Healthcare. When life gets hectic, you need healthcare that's easy. Visit osfoncall.org/urgent care. Let's go to Donnie Tillman and Aaron Sober.
All right, Coach, what did you tell your team during halftime?
We're fine. We can't shoot much worse than we did. Defensively, we were solid, gave up a couple too many offensive rebounds, but we're going to be fine.
What will you do to get some more open shots?
We're going to get more movement on the offensive end. We started standing, so we need to move.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Guys, back to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. The IHSA Boys Basketball Championships presented by OSF Healthcare. The Yorkville Christian fans and even somebody in a Duke jersey ready for Jaden Shoot and the Mustangs to come out here and change things around a little bit. What kind of changes do you anticipate them making here?
Less threes, more drives to the basket.
Okay.
No free throw attempts in that first half for the Mustangs. What that lets me know is, one, you're settling for jumpers. I know we've made them all season. If I'm Aaron Sauver talking to my team, look, guys, I know we've made threes, but there's other parts to basketball than just shooting threes. So they need to get to the rim and put pressure on Liberty. Look, I know teams are great defensively, but no team is that great to prevent you from shooting not a single free throw in one half of basketball. They need to be more aggressive with that.
With the schedule Yorkville Christian has played, they've been in these kind of situations many times. In fact, they lost by 44 to Chaminade, the Highland shootout back in January. That was kind of a big moment for this Yorkville Christian team. KJ Vassar said we had to look in the mirror and really see the type of team we want to be, and they probably had to do that a little bit at halftime, but the first shot is a three.
And they've had games time and time again where they've played against high caliber talent, whether it's individually when you think about Glenbar West and Braden Huff, an AAU teammate of Jaden Shoot with the Illinois Wolves. So they've been in positions, as you mentioned, Lee, of adversity, of playing against high caliber teams and being down and trying to fight back. So they have to rely on that experience. Like every team that will be playing on Championship Saturday, every team that has made it to Champaign have all been battle tested at some point of their season.
Just what you talked about, getting to the basket, shooting free throws. The first two shots out of the locker room are threes for Yorkville Christian. They are now 4 of 16, 25% from behind the arc.
And I just looked across the court and I saw head coach Aaron Sauver look over at his players and very aggressively forced his finger forward and said, drive to the basket. No more threes.
Klauser off the inbounds play. We've seen them score twice now off an inbounds play. And it's a 3-point lead for Liberty.
Yeah, that inside presence from 6'6" Klauser. 24 points and 8 rebounds in that state semifinal Thursday. You have to account for him. It's very difficult to try and defend him when he's active on the glass.
0 for 3 from 3-point range to start the second half. Obert hits the deck, has it knocked away. Logan Robbins for 3.
Vassar has to push. They have numbers. They have to push.
Vassar to Douglas in the corner. Another 3 and another miss.
Okay, call me old school, old head, whatever you want to do. I know today's game is about shooting threes, right? But you have David Douglas with an opportunity, instead of fanning out to the corner for 3, as Klingel doesn't get that to go, he fanned out to the corner instead of diving to the rim for an easy layup for 2. Like, those are moments where you're costing yourself baskets. To one, to take control of this game, but then 2, get yourself more confidence, right? Every offensive player, basketball players knows this. When you get shots at the basket, at the rim, your confidence level raised, and there's Douglas then making a better opportunity for himself and getting right to the rim off the offensive rebound.
It's 0 for 5 from 3-point range for the half. The putback makes it a 1-point game.
How about the attendance that we have this morning, Lee? I mean, we are seeing real high school basketball fans and just basketball lovers across the state be here. And a lot of people here really, they don't have a dog in this fight. They just want to come see great basketball.
This portion of the IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals is brought to you by OSF Healthcare. When life gets hectic, you need healthcare that's easy. Visit osfoncall.org/urgent care. Yeah, it'd be nice to see people make this kind of a destination. As you see Douglas on the offensive glass, just his first year on the varsity.
3-point champion in Class 1A, but that's what they need. They need to have attacks to the lane.
Aaron Sovereign told us before the game that he said he hammered it home to the guys in practice yesterday. That orange area, that's our house.
Yeah.
We've got to rebound. I'm sure he's talked about all the 3-point shooting, though. Maybe a little bit, huh?
Yeah. You have to. Good job of Douglas tracing the ball on Klingel. They tried to get Logan Robbins coming off the screen down below.
Klauser tries to drive the lane, has it taken away. Burrows tried to get it to shoot for a layup, but it's broken up there. Wolf now ahead to Klingel.
Good pass.
Obert throws one up and missed. He had Klauser running with him, but he tried to maneuver it into the hoop and didn't. Kind of a tough angle on that one.
Yeah, tough angle. I thought he would have tried to dump it off to his teammate there, but elected to go try and get some glory and score the basketball.
Braden Long misses the 3. And Douglas is out of bounds. 0 for 6 on the half. 4 of 20 on the game for Yorkville Christian, rather.
Yeah, forcing the Mustangs to think. How do you respond now? Your jumper's on falling. What do you need to do? As you see, that was a close one. The official saw it another way, saying that he stepped on the line, but it looked like Douglas saved that basketball.
Wolf around a double screen. Both teams cold coming out of the locker room. 2 for 13 combined. Midway through the third.
Liberty shot nearly 40% in that first half. The flow has definitely dipped off a lot.
Burrows takes it to the hoop. He averages 11 a game.
Vassar trying to get those vibes back up. Great drive to the rim. That's what the response should be. Shots are falling. Put pressure on Liberty. Attack the rim.
Just the 3rd field goal of this second half. Wolf misses the 3. Robbins gets a hand on it. And another chance for the Eagles. Robbins drives, gives to Klingel against the double team, and he scores. Splits the 2 defenders. He's got 6.
I love that from Brighton. What he did there on that power dribble, when you load up like that, he threw his back towards the defense so he can create some space for himself and give himself an angle for that layup. puts the defender in a tough position because if they're trying to go for a block, they're going over his back. So you don't want to run the risk of giving up an and one.
Obert with the physical defense on the drive. And he'll pick up the foul. That's 2 on Clayton Obert. First on the team here in the second half. We've got a timeout. It's a tight one. Liberty up 1 on number 1 Yorkville Christian. Welcome back to State Farm Center. Lee Hall, Cameron Smith, Donnie Tillman, Tony Cornish Jr. with you. Liberty a 1-point lead. Illinois State University's recent grads earned $12,000 more than the national average. Create your legacy at Illinois State. And how about the legacy for Greg Altmix? He grew up in Quincy. He played for the legendary Jerry Leggett at Quincy, but then got cancer when he was a high school student. They had to do so much work on his knee. He was unable to play. He came here to University of Illinois as a student, started in as an engineering major, and said, that's not for me. I can't play sports anymore, but I want to be involved. That's how he got into coaching and teaching. And that's the backstory on how he's gotten here to State Farm Center.
I say it all the time, Lee. All superheroes don't wear capes. I mean, to be able to have that type of adversity and still be and make a difference, right? I mean, that's at the end of the day what everybody wants to do, especially when it comes to teaching the next generation. Like, you want to be able to impact their lives and make things better, whether they can learn some things from your story and your journey to help themselves. But hats off to Greg Altmix. How about that, Lee? 2 free throws from Yorkville Christian. Their first free throws of this ball game from KJ Vasher. How did they get it? He drove to the lane.
Loose ball, Obert and Burrows, or check that, Vassar fighting for it. Jump ball call. It will stay with Liberty. Yes, alert the media on the free throws.
Yeah, this is KJ Vassar stepping up his game. Look, second leading scorer for this Mustangs team. You see him defensively. That's what you want to see. Leave it all out there. It's the state championship. If there's a loose ball on the floor, I need to see you on the floor, mixing it up, trying to get possession for your team.
Reese Knuffman dragged his pivot foot.
And Burrows is following that energy from Vasher with the ball pressure on Knuffman. Starting to see momentum shift a little bit for the Mustangs.
Been 16 lead changes in this game. The biggest lead was 3 for Liberty.
Smart from Over to make the switch over with Knuffman because Braden Long had a mismatch.
Shoot, a little crossover dribble. Got the open 3, and then Douglas is blocked on the rebound. Finds the open man. It's Vassar. Another miss from 3-point range. Douglas doing great work on the offensive glass to keep it alive.
Beautiful.
And Burrows gets to the hoop. He's got 9.
Beautiful. Multiple lives on the offensive end by keeping plays active, keeping that ball, keeping it going, and Burrows there in the lane scoring.
And that key that Aaron Sovereign talked about. The lane is our house. We've got to get on the glass.
Wow.
Liberty calls timeout. You can feel the momentum shift here as Yorkville Christian and a couple of players get tied up as they walk off. Okay. It's getting pretty hairy out there.
You shouldn't expect anything less. It's a state championship as we get another look at Tyler Burrows transforming himself into a dog on that defensive end. You saw him with the pressure. There's a huge reason why Greg Altmix had to call that timeout to save his ball handler. Listen, you hear the band playing, right? I mean,
I do.
This band is from Rich Township High School, and they have been doing magic over there in this section. We need to get a shot of them because they're giving full HBCU vibes right now. Shout out to the band from Rich Township High School in the south suburbs of the Chicago area. My parents went to an HBCU in Texas at Bishop College. It's no longer that anymore, but that's what it reminds me of. Like, they've been fueling the energy all morning long.
Well, the choreography is what's been impressive.
Got the white gloves, little Michael Jackson a little bit. I always wanted to be a trumpet player. That was my thing. I could never do it. I was in band. I was late to the first class because I had a meeting with my high school basketball head coach. I got to class, all the trumpets were gone. So you know what instrument was left? The flute. I was a flute player. Sophomore and junior year. Hey, you know. I could have kept it going. I could have released an album. Maybe if I would have kept it going, you know, released a couple of smooth jazz albums with the flute. Let's get back to basketball. Nobody wants to hear about that.
I was always intrigued by the saxophone, but never had that opportunity. Wolf for three. Yorkville with their biggest lead of 3. Now looking to build on that here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Great back door.
Back door for Shoot, and he gets loose. 7 points for Shoot.
Starting to see Jaden Shoot wake up a little more. That is a design play from Vassar and Shoot. The setup was great. Take your defender high, cut back low.
And Klauser answers at the other end.
Well, I mentioned this in the first quarter, Lee, in that first half, that when you're going up against a juggernaut like Yorkville Christian, when they score, they make a run, you make a run. That's how you hold them accountable.
Shoot, shot fake, he'll go to the line. Here's our Donate Life Illinois assist of the game. The give to Shoot.
It was Burrows instead of Vassar, but I like what Jaden did here on the dunk because he's a smart guy. He's heady. You got to get those Kobe 6, the Grinches, into the camera shot, man. Hung a little bit longer on the rim just to protect himself, not to say that he's showboating, but you got to get the shoes in, man.
Okay, I'm glad you said shoes because people my age would not know what you were talking about.
Come on. There's a certain crowd watching this game that knows what I'm talking about because they're like, man, who's Jaden Shoot's plug? Because I want to find out who his plug is because I need those. I've been trying to get those shoes since they came out in 2006.
Maybe he can hook you up.
He has to. Come on, Jaden. Look out for me, man.
4-point lead is the biggest of the game. Check that out. We were just up by 5. Everybody looks like they'll wait for the final opportunity of this quarter. They led 21-20 at halftime. Even after that dunk for Shoot, he's only got 8 points, which is well below his average at this point in the game. Obert with 5. They find the open man, Wolf for 3. No luck for Liberty on that final possession. 8 minutes to play for a 1A state title. It's number 1 Yorkville on top by 4.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients, the frozen pea.
Here's our Menards in-game summary. You can see both teams shooting about the same from the field. The 3-point field goals. Liberty was 0 for 5 in the third quarter. Yorkville was 0 for 4. And the rebounds now an edge to Yorkville Christian.
What we saw in that third quarter, Lee, was Yorkville Christian getting to the free throw line for the first time in this ball game. They were 3 of 4 for 75% from the line.
Shoot looking to get a shot, airballed it, followed by Burrows. Tyler Burrows coming alive here in the second half. He's got 11.
Yeah, he's really been a spark for the Mustangs in the second half. Both ends really, too. Saw the on-ball defense against Knuffman. Of course, Greg Altmix to burn a timeout. And there he is on the offensive glass.
Last touch by Liberty. Clayton Obert checks in for the Eagles.
How about the stat line from Tyler Burrows, Lee? 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. or 6 from the field for those 9 points as well. It's getting it done.
Well, the guards had been kind of quiet early in the game, but they have come on.
It's one of those games for the Mustangs where the shots aren't falling, so they've had to grind things out. Really tried to wear down this Eagles defense. And they're starting to see some more daylight as we get deeper into this fourth quarter.
Oh, and they're a good three-point shooting team. They had 16 threes against Ridgewood. Rather.
Came into this game hitting 357 threes.
KJ Vassar with 8. The lead is 8. That's the biggest of the game. And now Liberty turns it over. 9 turnovers now for the Eagles.
Well, here we go.
Things are starting to slip.
They are. Liberty. They are. Talked about the Eagles trying to answer these runs, but you're seeing more separation now on that scoreboard from Yorkville Christian because they're getting to that lane and they're being effective there. We've talked about Devin Clouser at 6'6", really being a stalwart in the paint defensively for the Eagles all season long, but they're pulling him away from the basket for these drives. You're not seeing a lot of people contest on these layups when the Mustangs get there.
Shoot pulls up for 3. Douglas follows and he's fouled. A little slow to get up.
Yeah. Heard him mouthing to his teammates that I'm good, I'm good.
Foul on Brighton Klingel, his second, 3rd team foul. David Douglas Jr. will go to the line. And that will happen after a timeout for Yorkville Christian with 6:10 to play. 15-6. Yorkville has outscored Liberty here in the second half. The adjustments have worked for Yorkville Christian.
Yes, they really have. And you know that Coach Sovereign made a point of emphasis. Hey, guys, we need to be stronger with the basketball on our drives, and we need to finish. They've been getting there. It's a big reason why they're up 8.
Learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org. Game 1 of Championship Saturday. 2A to follow this one. And Yorkville Christian, after a somewhat sluggish first half, has come alive here since the break.
And on that layup, KJ Vassar became the first player for the Mustangs to reach double digits in points. He has 10 of 4-10 shooting, 7 rebounds, and throwing in an assist. But they've been so potent offensively all season. They've had some struggles, and it's a credit to Liberty and their defense. But I think those efforts are starting to kind of wear down on this Liberty team. They need a nice run coming out of this timeout.
Liberty fans a little subdued right now. Our fourth quarter free throws are presented by OSF Healthcare. Douglas, a 72% free thrower.
.610 left in this ball game. Depending on what the result is of this free throw, okay, you're down 9, 6:10 left, a lot of time to play. I would like to see Liberty, for them, continue what they've been doing, trying to get to the rim, working that mid-range game. That's worked for them all season long, but they have to get Brighton Klingel involved in their offense. We haven't heard from them in a while.
And that was Cannon Wolf with the three-point attempt. He's had a tough day behind the line. 1 of 10 behind the arc. Yeah, Klingel has not scored since the third quarter, and they take it away, and Robbins with the dunk. The takeaway by Obert.
How about that? Defense to offense real quick. Took about a few seconds just to shave some time off the clock. Now you're down 7.
And now the Liberty fans have come alive. Long kicks to the corner for Vassar for 3. A dagger from the corner. He's got 13.
What an answer from KJ Vassar.
Second team All-Stater. Now with 13 points to lead all scorers.
2-year starter.
Wolf got to the glass.
Good job. Good sportsmanship right there. Both sides. Here's the dunk. Steal from Wolf, and there's Logan. hanging a little bit too. You gotta hang a little bit on the rim just to get the photo ops, man. It just makes the dunk look better.
Yeah, and I apologize. I think I said Over had the steal there. It was Wolf. And he steps to the line. First free throws for Liberty in this half. Cannon Wolf missed last year. He shattered his arm in a car accident. Come back strong here as a senior.
8 points, 4 assists, only 1 turnover in that semifinal win versus Scales Mound. Back to an 8-point deficit for Liberty.
Klingle almost comes up with a steal. Now it's 2-on-1.
Great pass.
Nice give inside to Burrows. He's in double figures now with 11.
Great pass from Douglas Burrows, just continuing to run straight down the lane, just basically a rim run. And his teammate found him.
Inside to Klauser from Wolf. Klauser with 9.
Okay, Lee, we're starting to see the pace pick up, and Aaron Sovereign understands that he wants to call that timeout to talk things over.
Yorkville Christian pulled out to a 10-point lead before this bucket by Klauser.
Klauser is a guy that got put to the bench early on in the season, right? I mean, got out of that starting rotation. Could have completely pulled himself away from the team, away from the program, especially mentally. Told himself and told the coaches, like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to be a star in my role off the bench. And that's been so essential to the success for the Eagles. They keep hitting towards that monster game that he had in the semifinals. But it was just that. If you were watching that game between Liberty and Scales Mound, Klauser was doing it all. I mean, he had 24 points, 8 rebounds, but it was just how impactful those points was. He was catching lobs. He was blocking shots out of bounds. Leading breaks sometimes. I mean, probably his best game of his life was on Thursday.
They've got a group of 9 seniors. There was about 27 kids from that class playing basketball a few years back, but whittled down to 9, and they've stayed pretty tight as Douglas hits the 3 from the corner.
Steal by Shoot.
Shoot takes it away. Biggest lead of the game is now 13 as Shoot hits double digits with 10.
He is an athlete by every word of that definition.
Yorkville Christian has taken command here after trailing by 1 at the half. Wolf's 3 is good. Cannon Wolf now with 12.
There's some miscommunication there for the Mustangs defensively, and see Coach Sovereign letting his guys know. But there's Shoot. Clean steal, and then you just see him take off. Beast Cannon Wolf, who already had an advantage on him. And when you can take a foul and still continue upwards in the air, you got some lower body strength. That is next level athleticism.
Unanimous all-stater. And then at the other end, it's Cannon Wolf, who's pretty good from long distance all year long. He was 12th at the state cross-country meet.
Still life in the body of the Eagles. 4 minutes, down 10. They're going to have to continue to keep this 1-2-2 trapping pressure full court going. We saw Klingle a couple of minutes ago almost had a big steal that would have really changed the momentum. But they've done a great job of just being in certain spaces to create those turnovers.
Liberty now with 10 turnovers. Midway through the 4th quarter. Had a little trouble getting it in there, but now get across the timeline. Shoot fouled by Robbins on the reach. That's his second, 4th team foul. It'll be Yorkville Christian ball when we come back. The Mustangs have pulled out to a double-digit lead here, headed for a 1A state title.
Have you said yes to being an organ, tissue, and eye donor? It's a powerful decision to give life to others when you're gone. Today, we cheer for Maddie, her family, and all those who say yes to donation. You have the power to save and enhance lives. Sign up today at DonateLifeIllinois.org. That's donatelifeillinois.org and say yes to being a donor.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back at State Farm Center, the Mustangs in control here, leading by 10 with 3:52 to play. They have come on here in the second half after a little bit of a, I won't say lethargic, but it was not the usual Yorkville Christian people are used to seeing. Let's go over to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thanks, Lee. I listened to Yorkville Christian's timeout, and they were saying they're up 10. They need to be patiently aggressive because they know that Liberty has fouls to give, so they'll make sure to not turn the ball over during this last 3:52.
Back to it here, 3:52 to play.
Passing out of that trap, and they got the ball in the right hands. Look, Tyler Burrows has been so productive scoring or assisting. He scored or assisted on 10 of Yorkville Christian's 18 field goals, as unfortunately they turned that ball over, but that just lets you know the impact that Burrows has had offensively for the Mustangs in the second half, especially in the second half.
We saw a similar situation yesterday. Metamora trailing #1 Simeon. They came back and scored the last 11 points. Can Liberty pull off such a feat? Now they turn it over. Vassar takes it away. And now he's fouled by Klingel.
Vassar has to be careful with that basketball, trying to dribble through traps. When you got teammates available, trying to split traps is not necessary.
That's the 5th team foul on Liberty here. Couldn't convert on that possession. That was maybe a key moment had they made it.
You see Robbins face guarding, shoot as he's done all game when he's drawn that assignment. But at some point for Liberty, you got to get some run and jump action going on. Try and trap that ball because this clock is ticking down. You're down 10.
Yorkville Christian's going to take their time here.
There it is. Wolf trying to get the ball out of Shoot's hands. And Mustangs players are trying to say and one. It's like, hold on, guys. That's 2 levels above us.
Yeah,
the NBA, right. they count those type of and ones. Not in high school.
Yeah, if your friend the NBA ref was here, maybe they might have.
Yeah, Mark Davis. Mark Davis. He's probably getting ready for an NBA game.
His son was playing for St. Ignatius here yesterday.
Wolfpack took home that 3rd place trophy against Simeon. Bringing more hardware back to the Chicago Catholic League to Palm Prep. And 2A took home the 3rd place trophy for their program.
7th team foul. It'll be Jaden Shoot at the line, shooting the 1 in Botus. Ranked 18th among shooting guards by Rivals.com. Carter Wasson, who played against him yesterday, said Thursday rather, said he's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I say this all the time. It's one thing to see a guy on tape. It's another to see him live.
Wolf gets the shooter's bounce. He's got 15.
All right, here we go. 9-point game. Great trap. You're forcing the Mustangs to burn the timeout. Those are the vibes that you need. 2:24 left.
Is that enough time?
Always enough time.
It's a 9-point game now.
But a lot of things have to go right. Right? I mean, you have to, again, on both ends. You're either creating traps or turnovers or getting those live ball turnovers and scoring right away.
This Yorkville Christian team has run a gauntlet to get here, as we see Wolf, look at that. I mean, good rotation, and he gets the spin factor.
A lefty on the right-hand side with a defender in hand right in front of his face. Going right up off the catch. That ain't easy, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's a look at our schedule. Monticello and Nashville coming up for the state championship in Class 2A at 5:30. It's Sacred Heart Griffin and Metamora as a couple of downstate teams battle for the 3A championship. And then in Class 4A, it's Whitney Young against Glenbard West. That should be a dandy.
The rematch. Teams met up in January, the Dolphins and the Hilltoppers. A lot of star power in that when you think about A.J. Casey and Dalen Davis. Of course, Xavier Amos for the Dolphins. And then you could just run through the roster for Glenbard West. Started with Braden Huff, and we saw Bobby Durkin tie a state record in the semis with 7 triples in their semifinal win against Bolingbrook. It was just target practice for Durkin.
Klingel going for the steal, but Yorkville Christian runs it down. Vassar for 3. Obert brings it down. Here come the Eagles. Down by 9 with 2 minutes to play.
Well, the Eagles are telling KJ Vassar, thank you. You shoot that 3. There's no shot clock in the state of Illinois for high school basketball. I don't know. I don't understand why you shot that.
Wolf gets the roll again, this time from close range. He's got 17, and it's now a 7-point game.
It's basketball karma. You take a bad shot on one end, you pay for it on the other.
Here comes the trap. Shoot gets the pass through it. Yorkville Christian, that schedule they played this year, teams from 4 states.
This is basically keep away right now for the Mustangs. I mean, there's no reason why you should shoot a 3. There's no reason why you should try and make some kind of fancy pass. You have to force Liberty to foul you as they just did to send you to the free throw line.
Logan Robbins whistled for the foul, his 3rd. Burrows at the free throw line for the first time today. He's 66% on the year, a 2-year starter.
He shot that like he shot 10 free throws on the morning. That was flawless.
Makes them both. Burrows with 13 points. Liberty's made their last 5 shots. They need to get them up quick. Obert tries to drive to the bucket, gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line and try to make a little hay with the clock stopped.
Yeah, that is the one thing you cannot do if you're Yorkville Christian. There is no need to reach in, and Shoot is a very intelligent basketball player. But that decision there is not something they needed.
Before the shot. Klingel for 3. Mullet power off the mark. And now Obert wants a jump ball, but he's whistled for the foul. And that's his 4th, 9th team foul.
Good job of David Douglas being strong.
Well, the Eagles, number 10, Clayton Obert, his 4th, team's 9th.
Yorkville Christian did not shoot a free throw in the first half. 8 of 10 now at the line here in the second. So, to your point, they've done a much better job there.
Doing a better job of shooting more 2s and 3s and being efficient with those 2s and knocking them down. And talking about that foul on Shoot. You don't want anything to stop the clock. You want that clock to run. So a foul or a bad pass that results in a turnover to give the possession to the other team, you don't want that. You want that clock continuing to move.
Jaden Shoot trying to match his future coach, John Shire, won a state title with Glenbard. At Bolingbrook North, rather, in 05.
Shire at Glenbrook North was a god. Like, there's no other way to put it. He was a god at Glenbrook North.
Sorry, I got Glenbard West on the brain. I covered those games. That's what I told Shoot earlier this week. I said, tell your coach that the guy that's doing your game did his game.
I'm just thinking about that era, too, with Shire and Derrick Rose and Patrick Beverly, Sharon Collins, all those guys.
Yorkville Christian seconds away from a state title here. We talked about that schedule that they played. They beat Orr, Kenwood, St. Ignatius. And it helped them get to this point. 25.9 away from their first state trophy, first state championship.
They don't play in a conference, so they're not limited to just conference games and having a schedule or a conference schedule eat up the majority of their games. They go play anybody, anywhere. And they've proved that this season. And all of that is to get to this point right now. This is a culmination of what Aaron Sovereign, his coaching staff, and his players wanted. We want to go through the best so that we are prepared once we get to Champaign so we can finish the job. And that's a 1A state championship.
The senior classes helped build the program literally from the ground up. When they built the gym 8 years ago, these guys were helping with chores, painting, stapling pads to the floor. 33-20, Yorkville Christian outscores Liberty in the second half. And they take a double-digit win here in the 1A state title game, 54-41.
The tone has been set for Championship Saturday. The team that everybody, a lot of people, had picked to win the 1A state championship has done that, led by Jaden Shute. But not just Shute, KJ Vasher, you see him right there. Tyler Burrows, David Douglas Jr., so many players. Braden Long has stepped up to power this Mustangs team all season long. And now they bring some hardware back to the Yorkville Christian community.
4 Mustangs in double figures in this one as they continue to celebrate their 25th win, 25-12. Jaden Shute was on the super sectional team back in 2019. They got blown out by Cerro Gordo, and they've come a long way since then. They won this year's super in a blowout, and they won all their postseason games by double digits, winning here by 13 over Liberty. And a big hand for the Liberty team as well. They finished 30-6. And they take home their highest finish in a state tournament. They were 4th in 81 and 05, 3rd in 16 under Greg Altmix, and now a second place finish here. Let's go to Donnie Tillman.
All right, guys, a lot of excitement here. We're starting with Tyler Burrows. Tyler, how exciting is it to be a state champion?
I'm very excited. We worked for this since last year when there was no play at all. And, I mean, I'm just excited to win this with my brothers, man. I love them.
A close game early on, but you were able to pull away in the second half. What'd you guys do differently?
We just stayed locked in and stayed together and kept our family thing going. And we locked in and finished it out in the second half.
All right, go celebrate with your team. Jay, let me get you in here. You guys really turned it up aggressively in the second half. What'd you do differently out of the locker room?
Nothing. I mean, we scouted the team. We just had to do what we do, but more intensity. We had everything it took just to get after them. And, second half, we just had to turn up the notch. We just had to get after them. We knew we could pressure them. And guys just bought in, and we all just played as a team. So it was just great to see.
You guys had a mission this season. Mission complete, huh?
Yes, sir. Mission complete. State champs, baby.
All right, congratulations. Coach? Let's keep this excitement going. How was it to complete the journey?
Oh, boy. Wow. Long season. Love these guys so much. All glory to Jesus Christ. We stuck together, and mission accomplished. Great team over there. Wonderful game. Great championship game for the fans to watch. But I can't say enough about these guys. We stayed locked in together, and just they finished.
All right, go celebrate your team. There's your state champions, guys. Back to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. Aaron Sovereign and the Yorkville Christian Mustangs, #1 in the poll and #1 on the final day of the season.
Yeah, their team motto is win every day. Well, they've won on the final day of Illinois High School Boys State Basketball.
It's been quite a run. You know, there were moments with that tough schedule that you know, there were some non-believers out there, and you know, these guys, it wasn't as easy or uneventful as it might seem. Those losses, you know, Aaron Sovereign admitted, you know, at some points during the season he thought, maybe I overscheduled, but this team overcame it. Let's go over to our PA announcer, Tim Sinclair, for our awards ceremony here in Class 1A.
Justin Edgar. Athletic Director Adam Lee. Certified Athletic Trainer Gary Hackman. Head Coach Greg Altmix. Assistant Coach Alex Altmix. Assistant Coach Jordan Altmix. Assistant Coach Jordan Nyson. Manager Jackson Sims. Manager Jacob Alexander. Number 0, Travis Duke. Number 1, Reese Knuffman. Number 3, Noah Klauser. Number 4, Gavin Fessler. Number 5, Will Moss. Number 10, Clayton Obert. Number 11, Cannon Wolf. Number 12, Logan Robbins. Number 13, Brighton Klingel. Number 14, Jackson Tenhouse. Number 15, Eli Powell. Number 20, Devin Klauser. Number 21, Silas Mixer. And number 25, Tanner Kim. And now, the first place individual awards for the Yorkville Christian Mustangs. Board President Michelle Stewart. School founder John Stewart. Principal and Athletic Director Aaron Sovereign. Assistant Coach Rick Carter. Assistant Coach Eric Long. Thank you. Assistant Coach Jeff Shute. Here you go, here he is. Assistant Coach Christian Sovereign. Manager Brady Sovereign. Number 0, KJ Vassar. Number 2, Jaden Shute. Number 3, Davion Johnson. Number 4, Monty Johnson. Number 5, Tyler Burrows. Number 10, Josiah Mays. Number 11, Luke Franklin. Number 12, Jory Boley. Number 13, Giovanni Johnson. Number 14, David Douglas Jr. Number 21, Elijah Fisher. Number 22, Javion Starwood. Number 23, Braden Long. Number 32, Trey Lombardo. And number 40, Dwayne Enty Jr. Now, would the coaches and captains of the Liberty Eagles step forward to accept your second place trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, your Liberty Eagles. Now, would the captains and coaches for the Yorkville Christian Mustangs please step forward to accept your first place trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Yorkville Christian Mustangs.
And our congratulations to the Yorkville Christian Mustangs. They lived up to the hype and the expectations, and they take home the state championship trophy in Class 1A. And congratulations to Greg Altmix and his Liberty Eagles on bringing home the top trophy in school history at second place, adding to their crowded trophy case over there.
Yeah. I think for both of these teams, right, you want to play on the final day of the season. They've done just that. And despite the outcome, you saw, especially from Liberty, as they were getting their medals, as they dipped their head down to get their medal placed around their neck, it was all smiles. They felt the love. We saw Cannon Wolf like saluting and shouting out his people out there that are sitting in the stands. That's what it's about. And they're taking their team picture right now, all smiles. As you see for the Mustangs, they're all smiles as well. This is something that you're really cemented in history with. Like we've talked about this Thursday, Lee. A lot of people have played basketball in the state, high school basketball in the state of Illinois, that have gone on to have iconic college and NBA careers. A good percentage of those guys didn't make it to the final days of the state playoffs. You have. So that's something that you can keep with yourself for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, these guys from Liberty, they'll be legends in that little town just about 15 miles outside Quincy, and the Yorkville Christian guys will be legendary at that school. They will live on forever in the memory of their fans and future students.
Yeah.
And they'll be telling their grandkids about it someday, maybe even listening to us.
Yeah.
On whatever device they have then.
And trust us, that time will come fast. Time moves very quickly. So with that being said, I'm sure these kids just don't want this day to end, you know, because you're riding high. And honestly, the most important part of that is because this is probably the last time you're going to be playing with a lot of guys on your team, like guys that are going on to other things in life, whether that's college or after they graduate high school. So this is the final time you'll be with your brothers. I'm sure these guys don't call each other teammates. You know, like that's the cliche word. No, it's a PR word. No, these are your brothers because you spend so much time together.
Yeah, we heard that in the interviews. That's how they referred to each other. All right, it's Yorkville Christian with the victory here. Liberty led by 1 at halftime, but the Mustangs came roaring back in the second and take home the state championship crown in 1A, the first of 4 state championships to be decided here today. We'll have more coming up.
We've come to realize that we use too much plastic.